The Sermon on the Mount might be the most famous speech ever given. When you think of world-changing talks, you may picture Martin Luther King's I Have a Dream speech or Nelson Mandela's address at his inauguration. They all had an impact. But did you know that Jesus gave a sermon that changed the course of history, shaping not just the fate of his listeners but the lives of billions since then? That's right. The Sermon on the Mount, found in Matthew chapters 5 through 7, laid out Jesus' teachings, which completely changed how millions saw the world and their place in it. But why should we care about this ancient text today? What does it mean for us? Let's dive in. So, let's go back to the setting. Jesus, after calling his first disciples, went up a mountain to teach, and guess what? People came from all around. Farmers, fishermen, tax collectors, even religious leaders. There were everyday folks like you and me, as well as those in positions of power. All of them wanted to hear what Jesus had to say, and what they heard would change them forever. Now I can imagine the scene like this. Jesus standing on a hill overlooking the Sea of Galilee, the wind whipping through the trees. Below him a mix of people, some curious, some skeptical, all ready to listen. And what did he talk about? Well, everything that really matters. First, there's the part most of us know, the Beatitudes. You've probably heard, "Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness." That's in the Beatitudes. Jesus described a new way of seeing things. Those who feel their need for God, those who grieve their own failures, those who are humble, those who make peace, those who are persecuted for their beliefs. These are the ones who truly inherit the kingdom of God. They are the ones who will find lasting joy, peace, and fulfillment. In short, Jesus told them how to find true happiness and lasting fulfillment. It wasn't about wealth, fame, or power. It was about living a life close to God and treating others with love and respect. Think about this. Most of us want to be happy, right? We seek joy in hobbies, friends, food, or travel. But Jesus said true joy comes from knowing you're right in God's eyes. Why does this matter today? Because in a world where everyone's seeking happiness, Jesus showed a path that leads to lasting joy, not just fleeting pleasure. Then Jesus spoke about salt and light. You remember that passage, right? You are the salt of the earth, you are the light of the world. What did that mean? To the disciples, Jesus was saying that they were supposed to season and preserve the world, to shine God's light in a dark world. Their faith shouldn't be hidden. It should be a guiding force in everything they did. Today, we face different challenges. We deal with complex social issues, moral dilemmas, and cultural changes. But Jesus' call is still the same. We are called to be influencers, not in the social media sense, but in the way we live, love, and serve. Our actions should reflect our beliefs. Whether it's standing up for what's right, offering help to those in need, or simply being a positive force in our communities, we can make a difference. Moving on, let's talk about something tough: love and forgiveness. Remember that verse? Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Jesus didn't hold back. He challenged his followers to take the high road even when faced with opposition or hatred. Can you imagine the courage it takes to forgive someone who has hurt you deeply? Yet Jesus taught that harboring bitterness eats away at us. Forgiveness isn't easy. It doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what happened. It means releasing the anger and pain we carry so we can move forward with our heads held high. In today's world where grudges and cancel culture run rampant, Jesus' words offer a refreshing perspective. They remind us that forgiveness isn't just a religious ideal, it's a path to healing and wholeness. Now, I know we all get caught up in the busyness of life, planning events, meeting deadlines, worrying about the future. But Jesus spoke directly to that. In Matthew 6:34, he says, "Therefore you should not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." When we fixate on what could go wrong or what might happen in the future, we steal our joy in the present. Here's the simple wisdom Jesus taught. Be concerned with today. Face each day as it comes, trusting that God will help you deal with whatever challenges it brings. By focusing on today and thanking God for his blessings, we break the cycle of worry. And finally, let's talk about the golden rule. It's one of the most famous sayings in history. Do to others what you want them to do to you. Jesus didn't just give advice, he offered a way of life. It's not just a rule to follow occasionally. It's a principle to guide our everyday interactions. From how we treat our family members to how we interact with colleagues and strangers, the Golden Rule reminds us that empathy and understanding are key. In a world that sometimes feels divided and full of conflict, Jesus called us to be ambassadors of love and kindness. When you think about it, the Sermon on the Mount covered a lot: humility, forgiveness, trust, love, and faith. These aren't just spiritual concepts. They're everyday practices that build character, foster deeper connections, and bring inner peace. Now you might be thinking, that sounds great, but how can I apply these teachings to my life? Here's how you can start. Take time to reflect on each teaching. Ask yourself, how can I practice more humility, love, or forgiveness in my daily life? Secondly, let these teachings shape your decisions. Whenever you're torn between two choices, ask, what would Jesus do or say? Finally, don't keep these teachings to yourself. Share them with others. The world needs to hear the message of love, hope, and peace that Jesus taught. In conclusion, the Sermon on the Mount was more than just a speech. It was a life-changing event. Jesus didn't just teach, he inspired. And his words continue to inspire us today. The teachings aren't meant to be followed perfectly. They're meant to guide us toward a better, more compassionate way of living. As you walk through your day, remember the essence of the Sermon on the Mount. Practice humility, extend forgiveness, trust in God's plan, show love to all, and cultivate faith in Jesus Christ. These teachings aren't ancient history. They're a roadmap for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. They're a source of comfort in times of trouble and a wellspring of hope when things seem bleak. They're not just words on a page, they're a way of life. In a world that often feels dark and chaotic, the Sermon on the Mount offers a beacon of light. It reminds us that love, compassion, and faith can make a lasting impact. As you leave today, take these words to heart and let them guide your steps. Live according to the teachings of Jesus, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. It's not just about following rules. It's about embracing a life filled with meaning, purpose, and everlasting joy. Well, that wraps up our exploration of the Sermon on the Mount. If this message resonated with you, take a moment to type "Stand on the Rock" in the comment section below. It's a testament to the impact that Jesus' words have had throughout history and a reminder that his teachings are as relevant today as they were yesterday. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. And always remember to share this video with a friend or loved one who might find comfort or guidance in these timeless words. Stay blessed, and until next time, may the teachings of Jesus Christ be your guiding light.